silent.
一个85页，
哪
记哦。
Quiet, then I can start. I will start the lecture. Okay, in between, do you have any questions regarding the assignment? Assignment? Any questions regarding the assignment?
哦，这个
Everything's clear, right? I hope the tutor has already explained. Okay, so what you're supposed to do for your assignment. Okay? Alright, okay. But I can see why there is lot of empty seats. I don't think so it's 300.
没算好，
Less than 300, I
10个
guess.
人都这个人30个。
Look at the number of empty seats. Alright, okay. So shall we start? Okay class, just a small recap on your chapter 2 before we move on chapter 3. Okay, why I can still hear people are talking? Either you talk or myself. Alright, okay, thank you. Okay, so based on our last chapter 2, okay, so what we discussed in chapter 2? Anyone? What we have discussed in last week, chapter 2? Okay, so we have discussed about the software process model, right? Okay, software process model. So basically, we see software process model has been divided into the plan-driven approach or method, and the other one is the agile. Okay, agile-driven approach or method. Okay, so what is the difference between plan-driven approach and agile-driven approach? Okay, so this one I have already discussed in your chapter 2 first slide. Okay, that you can see the comparison table, right? Okay, so with the comparison table we have a few features. Okay, so what is the features that can be compared between the plan-driven approach and agile? Plan-driven approach is none other than the waterfall approach. Okay, the waterfall approach is what? Waterfall approach or waterfall methodology lah. Okay, waterfall methodology. So which you need to plan first. You need to plan first before you execute. Okay, before you execute. That means if you want to do a sudden changes in the requirement, okay, it's not possible in the plan driven, because plan here is you have to do the initial planning. Okay, so what you want to do in this phase, what you want to do in the next phase, all you should have the initial planning earlier. You cannot have a sudden changes. Okay, sudden changes or sudden modification. Okay, that is plan driven. So the best example or the best methodology for the plan driven is a waterfall methodology, which I have already explained in last class. Okay, so when can we use the waterfall methodology? What is the benefit? What is the disadvantages on? Okay, so agile is the other way, which is totally different, which it can adapt. Okay, you can use the agile driven methodology if you have or you want to implement any changes. Okay, so what is the example of the agile driven methodology? Which are the methodology that we discussed in last class? So we can use it to change the requirements. The flexibility is there. Which methodology got the flexibility in changing the requirement? Tell me just list a few methodology. Prototype, RAD. That means, I think he's only answered the question today. That's why he got wow. Before this all what we call wrong questions, answers. No, just kidding, huh? I don't know who's the person say RAD also. Raise your hand. Who? You simply guess or you know? You know. Oh, okay, very good. Okay, so what are the other agile-driven methodology? Which the flexibility is there. You can apply the flexibility in changing the requirements. Huh? What is that? You talking about yourself? I don't get. Any other methodologies under agile-driven? What about incremental? What about Scrum? What about Spiral? What about XP? Of course, the prototype are written here. How do I want to repeat the prototype? Okay, so this is basically, so how your software process model has been divided. Okay, it has been divided into two different approach. Either it's a plan-driven approach or agile-driven approach. Alright, but nowadays the people are focusing more to the agile-driven approach compared to the plan-driven approach because of the requirement changes. The expectation, the requirements, okay, the expectation changes. So people are preferred to use the agile. Okay, so in the last class we have discussed, so what are the types of agile-driven approach methodology. So when can we use certain methodology? Because even though we have agile-driven methodologies, right? We have a list of methodologies. All the methodologies are applicable. Okay, all the methodologies are applicable for the changing requirements. But when you want to choose that particular methodology, you need to look on the project size, right? So what is your scope of the project? So what is your project size? What is your budget? What is your project timeline? Because not all the methodology can be used for all type of projects, isn't it? Okay, for example, the spiral. Okay, the spiral methodology, you cannot use it for the small size projects. Okay, spiral will be using for very complicated, very complex and very long-term projects. Understand? Okay, so this chapter is very important for your assignment because one of the part of your assignment is you need to choose the software process model, right, for your proposed system. Okay, so you need to choose the correct software process model. Your assignment is not a field work, it's just a prototyping only. You no need to develop any coding for your system. Okay, it's just a prototype. If you want to develop any coding, for example, you are developing a system, you just want to do a simple coding for your system, yes, you can, but will you do that? Do you have time? No, right? Then why you want to focus on the coding? You just focus on the prototype is enough. When you want to choose the interview, when you want to choose the observation, why did you choose the observation? Why did you choose the interview? You no need to do a real interview and real observations. You have to justify why did you choose that method. Why? If you choose that method, how you going to implement? You understand? For example, you are choosing the interview. Okay, interview, I tell you, okay, interview is the best method for the proposed project. Why? Okay, if you are given a chance, whom that you are going to interview? You no need to come up with the interview questions or no need. There is no field work. There is no field work is required. That's why I keep asking you, do you have any questions in your assignment? Because there are some tutors I keep asking me. Students asking this, students asking that. If you have any questions, because I am the one who set the assignment. Okay, I am the one who set the assignment question. Okay, I know better. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. Understand? Okay? Any questions? I am the one who going to set the assignment question. I am the one who set the assignment question. I am the one who set the midterm test. I am the one who set your final exam question. So if you have any questions, you ask me. Understand? Okay, the tutors is just helping me to conduct the tutoring and the practical. Okay, I am in charge of lecturing. Any questions? Any questions, class? Okay, any questions regarding your notes? Okay, your chapters, your lectures, you have to come and ask me. You cannot ask, you're going to ask your tutors. Okay, they only handle the tutoring part. Understand? Alright? Okay. Okay, now come back to today's chapter. Chapter 3 is about project management. Okay, so once you have already finalized, okay, this is the methodology that I'm going to use, okay, for this particular projects. Okay, everything is done. So what is your next? Okay, the methodology has been chosen. Okay, so what is the next thing here is you need to form the groups, right? Because you are not developing the project alone. You need someone to assist you. Okay, so you need to form the groups. Okay, so that is what we're going to study in detail in the project management. Okay, you have to manage the project, right? So what are the things that you need? Who are the people that you need? Okay. Now, so the lesson objective here is what we're going to cover. We're going to see the principal task of software project management. So what is the principal task? And then we're going to see the importance of the project management. So when we talk about the project, okay, even a normal assignment, okay, normal assignment that you are working now, also you have a lot of issues, right? Facing among your friends. Okay, your friends not dedicated, your friends not cooperating, your friends not answering, all that, right? You are facing all these issues, right? It's just a small assignment. You are facing this is imagine this is a project, and you need to deliver this project to someone. Then how pressure, what are the problems, issues that you will go through? Especially you become the project manager, the team leader. Alright? So, in here, so what are the key issues of team working? So, we're going to focus on the team composition, the team cohesiveness, and also the team communication. Alright? Okay. Okay, when we talk about the project management is an umbrella activity. Why they call it as umbrella activity? Why they call it as umbrella activity within the software engineering? What is umbrella activity? So that means there are list of activities. There are list of activities, okay, which is under the project management. That's what we're going to see. What are the list of activities? Okay, the list of activities here, example is planning, okay, communication, control, leadership, documentation. So these are the list of activities which will be fall under the project management. Because you being as a project manager, your duty is, your task is very big task. Okay, from the day that you assign the project until you deliver the end product to the customer. So what are the things? What are the things that? What are the activities is involved? What are the tasks involved? Okay. So in here you can see, as I told you, the activities are the planning, monitoring, controlling, okay, documentations, all this up. So the tasks of software project management. So what are the main responsibilities of the IT project manager? Okay, if you in your future, those who want to become IT project managers, so what are the main responsibilities? Okay, so these are the 4 main responsibilities, which is supervising, planning, monitor progress, scheduling. Please take note. Whatever slides or whatever lecture or whatever part that I say, please take note, mean please take note. That means it might come out for your midterm or your final. Okay, I already give the hint, please take note, mean that means something is there. Alright, okay, so let's look one by one. Supervising. Normally the planning and scheduling will be one, okay, because in here they have divided. But if we see the responsibility, the planning and scheduling will be one, because after you planning only, after you have a proper planning only, you can schedule. Okay, you can schedule the project development accordingly. Okay, so the planning and scheduling is one after another. Alright, okay. The next one is, so okay, in here planning, what is planning? This is proposal writing, okay, project planning in here. So we discuss in the project planning, and then we have project costing a lot. Okay, we discuss one by one. Alright. Okay, so once we do the proper planning and we have already scheduled, that means planning here is, let's say for the first week. Okay, for the first week, okay, I want to come out with I want to interview the person, and I'm going to collect all the requirements. Okay, what are the problems? Okay, so that is the first task. First week, first task that you want to do. Okay, so that is your planning. So how are you going to schedule it? Is that, okay, in order for you to conduct the interview or in order for you to meet the staff to get the requirement, how many days? How long? Is it 2 days or 3 days? Or is this 1 day? Because why the planning is very important? You are not developing the project as you like, because there is a timeline given. There is a timeline given by the company, right? The client, right? Okay, I want this project to be finished up within 2 months or within 3 months. So within this timeline, you need to come out from the finding the limitations, and you need to hire the people, and so on until you are starting designing the software, okay, testing the software. Everything must be done within the 3 months. You cannot take your own sweet time to do. So each of every activity that you're going to perform for that project is taken note. You understand or not? Okay, so everything must be scheduled. You cannot simply verbally say, okay, I'm going to interview the person, but you need to have a proper planning, right? Whom that you're going to interview, how long the interview, how many days that you want to conduct the interview, because all this is very important. The days are very important. Because why the days is important? Because once you have done that particular task, only you can move on to the another task. That is called predecessors. Okay? Without you doing that task, you cannot skip. Okay, I don't want to do this, I'm going to do it later. Now I'm focusing, no such thing. Because if you want to do that particular task, the previous task must be complete. So that's called predecessors. So that is what you have to add in your project scheduling. Got any predecessors or not? Any overlap or not? Understand? Okay? So that is the planning and scheduling. Next is supervising. So once you have done the planning and scheduling, then supervising here is you need to ensure that carry out all the required standards. Okay? So in terms of the assigning the team members for that particular task. Okay, so all that you need to supervise, you need to coordinate. You need to coordinate all that. Okay? The next one is the monitor progress. Okay, monitor the progress here is normally, okay, will be within the time and budget. This is why I'm telling the time. Okay, the time and budget is very important when you want to monitoring. Time here is because you are telling the client, say, okay, I want this particular thing to be done within 2 weeks. But it's already 4th week, but you didn't show any progress. So what you have been doing? You supposed to show me this progress, but you didn't show me at all. You understand? And the estimation cost for this project is maybe 2,000, but you're putting 3,000 there. Why 3,000? Because the initial cost is 2,000 only one in the proposal. Why 3,000? So what happened? So in here, being the IT project manager, so you need to answer all this. So these are the main activities that you need to, your main roles, being the IT project manager. Understand? It's not only monitoring, delivering the end product, but these are the internal process that you have to monitor. You got it? Class? Okay. So what are the management activities? Okay, what are the management activities? The first thing is you need to write a proposal. Okay, I think this one you guys familiar, right? Okay, those who are doing final year project. Okay, so you need to write a proposal. Okay, so what is proposal? How to write a proposal? So what is the elements inside the proposal? What is the contents inside the proposal? So we will discuss. Okay, then after the project planning and scheduling, I've already explained, but I'll repeat again. Project costing, project monitoring and reviews, personnel selection and evaluations, and report writing and presentation. Report writing and presentation is your final documentation. Proposal writing is before you start your project. Report writing is after you finish up your project. Okay, after you finish up and your end product is ready. Okay, so that is the difference between proposal writing and report writing. You got it? Class? Is it my voice is loud enough? Very loud.
Very loud.
Is it okay? Those who are like in a sleepy mode, my voice can wake them. Or still make them sleepy. No. Okay? Class? Alright, okay, so when we talk about the proposal rating, so as I told you, what are the elements? Okay, what are the elements? What are the contents that you need to add in your proposal writing? Because you cannot write proposal as you like. So there's a very important aspect that you need to add on in your proposal. So what are the aspects? So objective. Why suddenly I can hear people are talking? Okay. So the objective of your project. Okay, so what is the objective of your project? Okay, so what are you going to do? Why you want to develop that particular system? For example, you want to develop a payroll system. Why? Why you want to develop a payroll system? What happened to the existing payroll system? Does the company have any existing payroll system or they don't have any? Or you going to develop a new one? So what is the objective? Okay, how to carry out this? How are you going to develop this? So what is the cost? How much the overall budget? The budget, okay, of the project. Okay, then the schedule. Schedule means the timeline. Okay, when you're going to start and when you're going to end. Okay, is it a 1 year project or 2 years project or 3 months project? Okay, the schedule, the timeline. Okay, so these are the 4 main aspects. Okay, which you need to include in your proposal writing. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, they describe the objective of the project, how it will carry out, okay, all that. Okay, when we talk about the project planning, so the project planning here, as I told you, what are the activities? When you plan something, so what are the subtasks? Do you have any main tasks and subtasks? Okay. So do you have, like, for example, just I told you the predecessors. Okay, so what are the predecessors? Is there any overlap tasks? Okay, so all that you need to add. And another most important thing here is the requirement specification, design specification, and the prototype. Okay, the requirement. So what are the hardware that you need, software that you need? Okay, so what is the functional requirement, non-functional requirement? The functional requirement, non-functional requirement, we will discuss in detail in chapter 4. There is one separate chapter. Alright? Okay? So the design specification, what is the deliverables? The milestone. Okay, milestone deliverables normally you will add in the Gantt chart. Okay, so yes, you need to prepare the Gantt chart. Okay, so that is normally what will be covered in your project planning. You as a project manager. Okay. So when we talk about the project scheduling, right? So as I told you that you need the total works and the separate activity, which I told you just now, the subtasks, and then how much time that you require to in order for you to complete each task. So in your Gantt chart, okay, basically when you develop the Gantt chart, right, the project planning, project scheduling normally will be in your Gantt chart. Okay, so when you prepare the Gantt chart, remember, when you prepare the Gantt chart, so you have a few variables. Okay, so one of that is you need to come out with the tasks. So what are the tasks? What is the predecessors? And what is the overlapping? And then the duration. Okay, the tasks start from the day one, okay, until you deliver. That after you do the testing, the deployment. Understand? So this is later I will show you the content. Even the content you can see in your slide also, the last slides. Okay, so you should know how to construct the Gantt chart. Okay. So the project planning, as I told you just now, chart. A chart is a Gantt chart, or we can call it as a WBS, the work breakdown structure. Okay, the work breakdown structure. So which we have the activity dependencies, and also we will have the staff allocation for that. Okay. So see, as I told you, Gantt chart, and we have a PERT chart. Okay, this is basically how the Gantt chart look like. Okay, so you can see the tasks, what are the tasks and what is the duration, and how long does each task, how many days, or how long does it take for you to complete each task. Okay, so this is very important. The planning is very important. Okay, the planning is very important. Okay, so this is also another thing that you need to prepare for your assignment. Okay, construct the Gantt chart. Okay, so this is a continuity of that. Okay, PERT chart. What is the difference between Gantt chart and PERT chart? Okay, Gantt chart is basically, you know, okay, this is a task, okay, this is a subtask, and you know the estimation. Okay, it's not accurate. Okay, when you preparing the planning, right, the Gantt chart or that is just your estimation. It's not the exact date or exact week I'm going to complete. It's just a rough estimation. Understand? Rather than you got no planning, at least you have some planning, right? Isn't it? Some planning, okay, I'm going to complete this task roughly 2 or 3 days, plus minus. After that, what is my next task? Understand or not? Okay, so that means the Gantt chart is roughly, it's not exact, it's just a rough estimation when you will be completing the project. Okay, PERT chart here is you will find the critical path. But we are not going to, I don't know whether you guys learn about the PERT chart. This is involves some calculation. Okay, it involves some calculation, but in this chapter, in this module, we're not going to cover the how to count the PERT chart all. Okay, I only teach you the Gantt chart. Okay, how to prepare the Gantt chart is very easy. Okay, PERT chart we are not going to cover. I don't know whether you will be studying which module, I'm not sure. Okay, PERT chart normally people will use it to identify the critical path. The critical path means something like this. Okay, the critical path, as you can see, the 1515 575 575, that is days. The numbers you can see in the small boxes, right? That is days. Okay, the days for you to complete that. Okay, why the intention, the purpose for you to come out with a critical path, so that you can avoid that particular task. You can avoid that particular task. You don't need to spend more time in here. For example, okay, the obtain hardware and install hardware, right? The obtain hardware, the install hardware. you can see that they will taking the pink color box. The pink color box is 75 and 85 is something that the time, that means 75 to 85 and 10 days, right? It's a 10 days different, right? Okay, within the 10 days, that means some activity, okay, some activity, if you are delaying, you won't see the consequences very high impact. You won't see the high impact there. That means you delay 1 or 2 days, you won't see a great impact in output. That means, what do you say? If you are delay the task, the consequences is not a very big impact. It's just very small. Okay, which you can sort it. But some tasks, if you are delay 1 day also, you can see a major impact. You understand? That means you can see the obtained hardware 75 and installed hardware is 85. The 75, 85 is a 10 days different, right? So that means you have to make sure that you install the hardware, okay, within the 7 days, because the next 10 days they're going to, okay, they're going to obtain the hardware or the install hardware within the 10 days. Within the 10 days, you have to perform this task. If one day, maybe it become 11 day, day 11 or day 12, okay, day 11 or day 12, so you can see a major impact in the next task. That means that next task cannot move. The next task cannot move because of delay of this particular task. Understand? So in here, this is the main objective of the PERT chart. PERT chart is for you to find, okay, so which is the critical task, critical path. Okay, for you to find the critical path, so that you cannot simply play in the critical. You know, okay, this is a critical path means, so you have to do something on that. That means you cannot delay. You cannot delay on that particular task. Okay, when you are selling 2 days, within 2 days you have to finish it. You cannot make it, never mind, I will extend to another 2 days, another 3 days, cannot. If you are extending, so there will be delay in other tasks. Because of this delay, so the overall system will be affected, right? The schedule will be out. The project timeline, affected in the project timeline, affected in the project budget. You understand? Okay, so that is, okay, so this is the technique. This is the technique that we can use it to identify. So which is the critical path. So in here the critical path is A, B, C, D, F, I, K. A, B, C, D, F, I, K. Not E. Not E, not G. Okay, not H, not J. You understand that means? That means the E, G, H, J, if you are delayed, okay, if you are delayed that particular task, is not give a very big impact. But the critical, the A, B, C, I, F, I, K, that particular task if you delay, it will give a great impact. Understand? Okay? So that is based, but there is a calculation. Okay, this is a calculation. There is a calculation involved to find the PERT chart. Okay? Next is a project, continue with the project planning. Okay, so these are the commonly graphical notation that we can use it to represent the project schedule, which is Gantt chart or the PERT chart. Next is the project costing. Okay, why costing is very important? Budget. Okay, because you need to invest something, right? You invest money, right? Okay, to complete the project. So what are the estimate resources? So in order for you to complete or to develop this project or to complete this project, so you need the resources. What are the resources? Is you need a hardware resources, software resources, and also human people. Okay, so hardware, of course, when you want to develop no hardware means what you going to do, right? Nothing you can do without hardware, right? Software, of course, you want to develop the system, of course you need a software, right? The application, isn't it? And who going to control that? Who going to use that? Who going to develop the end product? People, right? You need a manpower, right? Okay, so these are the three estimate resources that you need. Okay, that you need to identify. Okay, you as an IT project manager. Okay. So the cost benefit analysis techniques here is payback period, return on investment, net present value. You can skip this. The cost benefit analysis is not important. The most important is the cost estimation. Okay, the next one is the project monitoring. Why project monitoring is very important? Because you can see why the monitoring is very important. You can monitor your product in terms 3 aspects. One is the time, whether your project is completed within the, what is the initial timeline that you set, and what is the current things going on. That means you are setting in the initial timeline, week 2 you are going to develop the system, but now week 3 ready, but you are still doing the prototype. That what you can see actual project process, this is planned project progress. What is your initially what you said and what is happening? Totally different. Right? Okay? The cost also same. Initially you said 2K, but now it's already 3K. But later, you just started to hire the people also, it's already reached 3K, but later you have a lot of things to be done, maybe it can reach to 10K also. So it's over budget. Okay? The quality of the product, your end product. What you expect. Okay, example, I give a scenario. What your client expects your system, the system that you are developing for the client, is maybe payroll system. So the client say, okay, I want the system to have this attribute or this function. But the actual thing that they get is different. So where is the quality, where is the requirement which I have told you to add, you didn't add also? What happened? So the quality is out there. You understand? So this is how falls under the project monitoring. So you as IT project manager, you need to monitor this triple constraint. Okay? So you can see here. So what are the problems? So what are the problems that you are, if let's say you as IT project manager, but you didn't give importance. You are not doing the project monitoring well. You didn't monitor also. So what is the consequences is behind schedule, over budget, unable to achieve the agreed quality. So that means you need to focus in this 3 aspects. Understand? Okay? So this is a continuity of the project monitoring. Okay. So what are the in terms of the monitoring, like if you want to hire the manpowers, okay, so add more staff, reassign the task using OT, encourage staff and etc. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Yes. Personal selection.
他不要，他说是做，他不要，我是要找50。
Okay, the next one is the personal selection and management. Okay, when we talk about the personal selection and management, so we have a few sectors. Okay, few sectors of the staff selection. So when you want to select the team members, okay, when you want to hire someone to work in your project, okay, so there is a few factors. Okay, the few factors that you need to go through. One is the application domain. Okay, the attitude. Okay, the attitude is very important. Okay, the communication ability, the adaptability, and also the experience. Can you hire? Because if you are developing a small project, okay, a small project, and the programming language, the person who is going to work in the programming languages in the project, the experience is not needed. That means the fresh the fresh programmers also still allowed to apply for that project, mean okay lah. Okay, but let's see if you are working for the very complicated or very complex project, can you hire the fresh graduate? When you want to hire the fresh graduate, you need to send them for the training, right? You need to teach them from A to Z. So when you going to send them, when you going to teach A to Z, when they going to understand the language and when they going to work? Understand or not? So in here, if you want to choose, okay, the members also, the person who going to work, so it's based on the project criteria. Okay, if the project is a very complicated, very risky project, so you need to hire the well-experienced people. You cannot go and hire the fresh graduates. Understand? Okay, so that is called programming language experience. Okay, and what domain? What domain is there and what is the attitude? Okay, some because you can see among your friends also, when you assign the task, they will give excuses. Oh, I cannot do this, I got no time, I got other subjects to do all that. So that is, they are showing the attitude. Okay, so some they have the communication issues also. Okay, you won't talk to me, I won't talk to you. Okay, so when I ask, okay, what is the progress? I don't know, you ask her. When I ask her, no, I don't know, you ask him. Then what you guys are talking? But you're working under one module. You're working under one module, but you're not talking each other. Then how you guys going to share the ideas? Isn't it? So the communication is very important. Okay? Next is adaptability. Adaptability here is whether the particular person can adapt or not. For example, maybe all the while they are working, even the application domain and adaptability mostly the same. That means they are only working on a mobile. Okay, all the while they are developing mobile apps, and suddenly we ask them to develop what we call a website. Okay, because mobile apps and website two different domain, right? Okay, suddenly you ask them to work in a website. So whether they can adapt or not, they can adapt that new scope or not. Because totally two different domain, right? From the mobile you are switched to web. So whether they can work or not. Some they like to take the challenges, Okay, never mind, I like to take the challenges. Okay, so you have to identify. So these are the selection and the management of the staff. Okay, so you can see here, ideally skilled staff with appropriate experience will be work, okay, on the project, as I told you just now. Okay, and the project manager should select the right candidate on the project. You cannot simply choose, okay, someone recommend them, so I choose them. But you didn't check their capability, whether they able to do that or not, right? Okay, they got enough experience, they capable of doing that particular project or not. Okay, it's not because you hire them because of the recommendation. Okay. The next one is, okay, once you already hire, okay, class, listen up. So once you hire that particular person, but how you have to make sure that particular person or the particular staff is keep working in your company. Because some staff, you can see them in the company 2 months. After that, no more already. When you ask them, no, they find the other job. They quit already. So why people like to quit and finding the other jobs? Why? Some staff, you can see they are working 20, 30 years in the same company. Very loyal staff. Why? Is it because they got no people calling for interview or offering job? They don't want to go? Why still people? Maybe your parents also. Some of the parents are working in the same company for how many years until they retire. Also, they're working there. Why? Why some only work 1 year, after that and next year they go and find another job, another company? Why it happened? Because of these issues lah, because of money, because of the job satisfaction, because of the leadership, because of through the job design. Okay, all this. Maybe you guys also will experience once you finish up your degree, right? Okay, when you find the job, so these are the things you will experience also. Okay, you work in that company for 6 months, after that you switch to other company. Why? Because his salary not enough. No job satisfaction. All these problems. Okay. Even myself also, I started to work 2011 now to 2023. This is my 5th university. Within how many years? I changed 4 or 5 university already. Why? I don't want to tell why. I don't want to tell the reason. Of course, one of the reason is money, right? Okay, money, the salary. Okay, the other one is the job satisfaction, right? So these are the factors that trigger us. Okay, these are the factors that trigger us to move to the next company or finding a new job, right? So that is we cannot say it's wrong. That is the individual's opinion, right? You cannot stop me. But if you want, you as a project manager or you are the owner of the company, if you want to really take care, if you really want to take care of your staff, so that your staff have no mind to change to other company or quit the job, so how are you going to take care of your staff? How are you going to take care of your staff? Why I can still hear people are talking? So how you have to make sure you as a CEO, your manager, or you are the boss of the company, how to make sure that you can, how you will take care of your staff so that your staff have no changing their mind to quit the job and finding other. How to make sure? You can follow this motivation model. Okay, this is called Maslow motivation model. Okay, so you as the boss of the company or you are the team leader, okay, of the project, so you can apply or you can follow the Maslow motivation model. Okay, so let's look one by one. This model very important, please take note. When I say please take note only, you will put your eyes here. Otherwise then you shrink your eyes. Okay, so now if you look at the Maslow motivation model, so you can see very colorful pyramid, right? The layers. Okay, a colorful layers in the pyramid. Okay, so the first fundamental layer is the purple color layer. Okay, the purple color layer is not a purple color layer. The name of the layer is not purple color. I'm telling the color. Okay, the name. Okay, so the motivation model, one of the fundamental one is the psychological needs. Okay, psychological needs, as you can see, is the basic needs. That means you can see food, water, rest, all that. That is for human. But this model, how you can apply this model in your company? You being the project manager or you being the boss of the company. So how you can apply this model in your company? Are you going to give the food? No. You can use this model in your company in a different method. For example, the psychology. When you are working in the company, what is the basic need that you want? You are one of the staff in the company, you're working in the company. What is the basic needs that you want? Hello? The money you will be getting end of the month. This one is a daily needs. I'm asking about the daily needs, what you want. Daily needs lah. When you go to office, right? When you go to office and you see open, when you enter the office, you want the money on the table lah. If like this means then I don't know what to say, no comments. Okay, so you are working, okay, you are one of the staff, you're working in the company, right? Every day when you go company, what is the expectation? You want the company have you have a nicer table, right? You have a nicer table so that you can work peacefully, and you have a nicer chair, right? So that you won't feel the stress, right? The backbone pain, all right. So you have a nicer chair, nicer table, nicer environment, and then the company provide a pantry for you, right? So that you can make coffee, then you can hang out there, right? So these are aircon, most important aircon. How you can work without aircon, right? Nowadays the weather look, isn't it? So these are the fundamental. Okay, these are the basic needs, the fundamental needs which the company have to provide to the staff, right? Every day these are the things, right? You need aircon, you need a computer, you need a Wi-Fi. Those who are working in a software development, no matter if you are working in IT or non-IT, also internet is a must, right? Internet is a must. So that means the company should provide internet. Okay, the company should provide account. The company should provide laptop. Okay, these are the basic needs the company have to provide to the staff, isn't it? Not everything you ask people, you ask the staff to bring from home lah, you bring from home lah. Then what you're providing here, isn't it? Everything you have to bring from home, isn't it? Okay, so that is a psychological need. So you as a boss, so how you can take care of your staff by implementing psychological needs here is you are providing the fundamental facilities. Okay, you are giving the basic need to the staff. Understand? So that is the psychological needs. The next one is safety. Safety. Safety means not you're giving one person one bodyguard. Huh? Okay, what is safety? That means not okay. If nobody is coming in, then you have to close the door. That's not safety. That's kind of safety, but at home lah. But this one, if you want to apply the safety, what we call the things in your company, how you as a boss, tell me. All these examples I have given, okay, when you read your chapter, this is chapter 3, right? When you do the tutorial in chapter 3, you know. Tell me now, what is safety needs? Okay, psychological, yeah, we are providing, you as a boss, you are providing the basic need to the staff, right? Okay, safety here is, okay, nowadays if we see most of the companies, when you go to interview, they won't hire you as a permanent staff. Okay, they will hire you as a contract staff. Okay, contract staff for 2 years. Based on your performance only, they will transfer you as a permanent staff. You understand? So that means when I do the interview with you, then I say no. Actually, I will hire you as a contract staff first. After that, only I will hire you as a permanent. If I say that sentence to you, if I mention the sentence to you, do you feel that oh, this job is secure for me or not secure? Anytime also they can fire me. You have that thoughts, right? If you already have that thoughts, will you perform well in your project? Because every day you have the thoughts, right? Oh, I'm not a permanent staff, I'm a temporary. Anytime they can fire me, right? If you have that thoughts, of course your performance drop, right? Your performance automatically drop, isn't it? That means you cannot contribute that. But how to make sure that I need some output from you is, so when I interview you, so I can say, okay, after you do the project, after we complete it, I will make you as a permanent staff. If I give that surety word to you, that means you have the secure word, right? Secure job. Oh, that means after it means the job is secure here. I don't need to go and I don't need to worry about how am I going to pay the loan. Because we are earning the money to pay the commitments, right? If your job is not permanent job, then how you going to willing to take the commitments, right? You're not able to buy the car also because you have to pay monthly, right? Even loan also, if you want to apply, they will see your status. If you are permanent staff only, they will approve your loan. If you are under contract, all that, no, they won't approve the loan. You understand? You got it? So that is the safety. Safety need here is your job secure. Okay, is your job is secure or is not secure? Understand? That is safety. You got it? You got it, class? Okay, the next one is belonging is a love need. Belong in love need means, okay, when you are working in a group, right? Okay, one person maybe you are watching that particular person is keep absent for 3 days in a row. When you call also not answering, when you WhatsApp also not answering. So you are wondering what happened, right? What happened to the person? Maybe you are selfish or because you want to get something from them. Okay? So after a few days they come back and you start, hey, where you went for a few days? I miss you so much. Where you were? Okay, why you didn't? I replied my calls, all that. So that means you are asking. You started to ask, right? That means you starting showing your love. Okay, I am as a project manager, so I can ask that. What happened to you? Are you falling sick? Did you meet the doctors, all that, right? So that also a concern, right? You are taking a concern, right? Okay. So that also another way, another what we call another strategy that people are using. Okay, because you are so loving, you are so caring, you are taking care of your staff, right? Okay, so that also make them, okay, see, my boss loves me very much. Okay, I don't want to go anywhere, I want to stay here. You understand? Okay, those that is belongings and love needs. Okay, next is esteem needs. What is esteem needs? What is esteem needs, class? Self-respect. Okay, self-respect. Okay, self-respect here is who answer that? You lah. Okay. Okay, so esteem needs here the prestige of feelings of accomplishment. So something like you can say that when you're doing any job, your boss value that. Okay, the boss value. Oh, Miss Bhavani, the job was done very good, like doing very good. So that means they value the job rather than telling what la job she's doing, whatever. If also she's not able to do, she don't know anything. You know, understand? So rather than you're telling like that, so your value, at least a small, okay, even a small task that people are doing also, you value that, you appreciate that. You're telling, oh, very good job, keep okay, carry on that. So that means you're motivating them, isn't it? So that also one of the strategy. Okay, one of the strategy that you can use. Okay, the next one is a self-actualization. Self-actualization here is, okay, you can give the chance for the staff to explore more. For example, you know that particular staff is very potential staff. Okay, potential staff. So you can ask them to join the board meeting. Okay, you can give a chance for them to make a decision. Okay, not all the time you are the one who taking decision. So you can give a chance for them. Okay, why don't they try? Okay, why don't they try? Okay, so to make any decision, you give a chance for them. Okay, so that is self-actualization. Okay, so in here you tell me by using or by following this motivation model. Okay, so this is kind of motivating the staff for the next level, or motivating the staff so that we can get the end product, the quality. Okay, the quality of the work. Okay, from them. Okay, rather than you scold them, then you underestimate them, you're not giving a proper salary. Okay, so you can implement this Maslow motivation model in your company. Understand? Any questions, class? Any questions? So you should know the level. Okay, you should know. I'm not going to ask you to draw this pyramid. Okay, don't worry. Okay, you should know what each level. Okay, what is the function? Okay, what is the strategy of each level? Understand? Okay, so this is a strategy. These are the strategies that people are using to keep motivating the staff so that we can get the end product. Okay, the good product, the quality. Understand? Okay? Okay. While you are talking, here I got class since 9 o'clock and I'm talking, you know. Okay, so I want to finish the class earlier, so please cooperate. Okay, please cooperate with me, then we can finish the class and we can go back. I also want to go back home. Seriously, I really cannot tahan. Okay, now the factor that influence the group working. Okay, when we say, okay, this particular person not working, not replying, don't know what he's going, what he's doing. So what are the factors? Okay, so what are the factors that influence the group working? Okay, the first factor is the group composition. Okay, when you want to form the group, okay, you as a project manager, you're going to form the group. Okay, I want this particular person work in this module. So you have to make sure that is there a right balance skill or the experienced people are you going to form the group. Okay, when you're forming the group, okay, you have to do this module, you have to develop this module. So before you are hire, okay, before you are giving the task, you need to choose the person, right, the suitable, the correct person. So when you are selecting the person, make sure the person got enough experience. Okay, at least one senior programmer, one junior programmer. So that means the senior programmer still can guide the junior programmer or not? Yes or no? It's not that both also junior programmer. Junior programmer both also in the same level. Then how they can explore to the next? At least they have a senior programmer, junior programmer, then they can help each other, isn't it? Okay? So that is a group composition. Okay, enough experience. And the personality in the team is not good looking or handsome looking. That is not personality, okay? Not a good looking is perform well, bad looking is perform no such thing. Okay, this personality is different. Okay? So that means self-oriented. Are they self-oriented or task-oriented or interaction-oriented? Okay, if you ask yourself, are you a self-oriented? Can you do it by everything by yourself without relying depend on others? Are you self-oriented? Are you task-oriented? Or are you interaction-oriented? So which one? So you ask yourself lah, because you will be working in all the assignments, right? Okay, all the projects, all that. So you know yourself better. Okay, even if because I'm not very mingle with you, so I don't know you are in falls under which category. Okay, even I'm not assigning, I'm not tutoring you also. I just lecturing. Lecturing I cannot see any output. Only listening. Okay, understand? Okay, so that is the group composition. A group composition here is you need to make sure that are they a right balance skill. When you hire them, you're going to put them in the group. Make sure that they have a correct balance experience. Okay, experienced people. Okay, experienced people who can carry out the task. Okay. The next one is the group cohesiveness. Okay, that means in here, does the group think that itself as a team rather than the collective of the, okay, this is very good example here is, let's say if your group managed to deliver the project on time, and the customer say very good, I really appreciate, I really like your system, all that. So that is something, a celebration, right? Celebration. So is that you will tell, oh, the success of this because of only myself, all the entire team. How you will share your success? Will you say that it's only from myself only? Because of me, we managed to complete the project, or you will say because of all of us? You will say it in a singular or you will say it in plural? Huh? In a singular plural, right? You will say only because of me, or you will say no, because of all of us. Which one that you will say? You will be, tell me lah. There is a certain, I don't know about your characters. There are some person, some individual, even though it's a group, but you will say all the credits goes to me only, because I'm the one who really put the effort. Others all no. Right? Okay? So even some of you come and approach me, he didn't do any work, means only I'm the one who did it. But at the end, both of us got same equal mark. How come? Right? I got all this experience. She didn't do anything, he didn't do, but how come all of us got equal mark? It's not fair. You give less mark. So that is called group cohesiveness. Okay, that means the success. Okay, so the success of the project is only from yourself or is your entire team. That is also one of the factors, why people fail, the project fail. Okay. Okay, so the next one is a group communication, none other than, okay, this is very important. Okay, the most common problem when you want to form the group is a group communication. There is no proper communication among the team members. So when I as IT project manager, when I ask the progress, what is the progress? No progress. Why? Because no one tells what's going on. So that also another thing. So another factor. So these are the factors. Okay. Next one is the group organization. Okay, the team organized such a way everyone feels valued and satisfied. Okay, so that means you as IT project manager, when you want to assign the task, okay, you want to assign the task to the people, you know that okay, this student, this person is have a good knowledge in a mobile. He can do mobile apps better than this boy. Okay, I just give an example lah. Okay, so I know his capability. So when I want to assign the task, so I have to value you. Oh, okay, that means you have done all this project before, very good. So I'm going to hire you. So you are in charge of the mobile development. You are in charge of the web development. Understand? It's not that I switch it, I say, no, like last time all your projects all is Samba lah, I don't like. So you work in here lah. You understand me? You are not valuing. Okay, you are not valuing. You are not valuing their work. You understand? So that because if you are giving something that you are giving the task which they are not familiar, you cannot see the end product, right? Because they cannot contribute because they don't know what is that. You are experienced, you are expert in mobile apps, and I ask you to develop the web. Can you do that? Because you don't know anything about apps, website, right? You only know about apps. Suddenly I ask you to do web. How come? Can I see end product from you? No, I cannot see end product from you because you say I don't know experience in website. Suddenly you ask me to do. So this is what I can do. Understand? Okay? So that also. Satisfied with their role. So they have to satisfy with their role given by the project manager. Understand? Okay? Can you see here? Did you assign the right job to the right person? This is a question. Understand? Okay? Okay, so the very last is a report writing and presentation. Okay, so report writing, so reporting of the project. Okay, when you want to report of your project, either you can report in two methods. One is in a documentation or presentation. Actually, nowadays people are prefer both also. They want document also one, they want presentation also one. Okay, both also they need. Okay, so the communication is effectively both orally, writing. Oral is presentation, writing is a documentation. Okay. This is can a good project manager guarantee project success? The good management cannot guarantee the project success, but the bad management result project failure. Okay, if you have a very bad management, at the end your project is going to fail. That is for sure. Okay, that is for sure. Okay, yeah, this is the Gantt chart class. Okay, so this is the Gantt chart. As I told you, the Gantt chart is normally we use it for the planning purpose. Okay, so the activity ABC is your task. Assume the activity ABC is your task, and the duration for you to complete each activity is a month. Okay, that means half month, 1 month, 2 months, 1 month and half month. And predecessors. As I told you, the predecessors here is something that you have to do in order for you to do the second job. The first job must be complete. Okay, the first job must be completed. Then only you can move on to the next job. That is predecessors. Something like a prerequisite, like your subject, right? You take the subject, only you can take another subject, right? Something like that. Overlap. Do you have any overlap? Okay, when you are doing that particular task, another task is overlapping. But this all is a very common phenomena. Okay, this all a very common phenomena happen in project. Okay, which you cannot avoid it. Anyhow, it will happen. Okay, the overlapping. Okay, all that. Okay, now let's see how we can construct. Okay, assume this project we start in July. Okay, assume this project we start in July based on this. Okay, so July, if month means we have 4 weeks. 4 weeks is 1 month. Okay, 4 weeks 1 month. So in here, half month means 2 weeks. Can you see here 2 weeks? Okay, half month means what? 2 weeks. Okay, 1 month means 4 weeks. Okay, 2 months mean 8 weeks. Okay, so in here we start in July. Okay, so with the first one, task A, if half month means 2 weeks. Okay, then task B. Okay, in order for you to do the task B, do you have any predecessors? Yeah, that means you should complete your task A first, then only you can move on to your task B. Okay, so your task A done ready. Can you see it's overlapping? No overlapping, right? Okay, no overlapping. See, none. Overlap is none. Okay, then task C. When you move on to task C is 2 months, mean 8 weeks lah. So, is it overlapping? Yes, you can see overlap. It is overlap, so as what you can see in here, can you see the grey color is clashing, right? Clashing, so it's overlap. Okay, so how many? It's 2 weeks, 2 months mean is 8 weeks, 8 weeks, so it's and in October. Okay, D, if you want to do the activity D, the predecessor, that means the activity B has to do. So that means the activity B you have done ready. Any overlap? No overlap. Okay, no overlapping. No overlapping, no overlapping. Task E. Task E, if you want to perform the task E, make sure task C and D completed. Okay, task C and D completed. Okay, and is there any overlap? No overlap. Okay, no overlapping. Okay, so don't worry, you will learn how to construct the Gantt chart in your tutor time. Okay, in your tutorial, right, there is a few questions that you need to construct the Gantt chart. So you can learn from them. Okay, your tutor will guide you. Okay, but basically this is how you have to do. So when you construct the Gantt chart, so you should have the task ID, but my personal advice here, instead of task ID, if you have the task description, there's another column task description, even you can check in your tutorial. No question. Okay, that's called task description. You add the task description inside your Gantt chart. Okay, because if you put ID mean the ABC mean what you know, right? So task description, duration is must, and then if you have the predecessors and overlap, you can add also. Okay. Okay, I think that's all. Any questions, class? Any questions? I'm asking any questions regarding this today's topic, not the attendance score. Alright, okay, so if there's no question, then I think that's all.